What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 72, and we start today's episode off with a game against Swansea here in the Barclays Premier League. Of course, coming on the back of the last episode where we dropped points against Southampton, we could only draw, Juve scoring in the last minute, and we took on Swansea here in midweek. We did make a couple of changes because the fitness was going down just a tiny bit, but we did make a couple of changes. However, we did have a game on the weekend against Crawley Town in the FA Cup, so I thought there's no point in resting the whole team, because I want to rest the whole team for that game, and then subsequently they'll be tired. So I thought we'll make a couple of changes. Barkley came in for Wijnaldum, and I think Redmond was given a first team start in this game. I'm not sure, but we made a couple of changes anyway. And I still felt we'd have the better of Swansea here at the Liberty Stadium. But even so, that draw against Southampton was really frustrating because of course we should have won that game. So whenever you drop points in the last minute, when you go into the next game, you feel really pessimistic. So coming into this game here in Wales was going to be difficult because of course they have that passing style, and on Legendary it's hard to get the ball off them. But in the third minute here, Dale Jennings came through. Look at him just put players on the floor. Love Dale Jennings. Jennings goes down the left hand side, crosses the ball in. It's punched away, but it comes to Ross Barkley on the volley, but it just goes over the bar. So a good chance for Barkley there to get a goal, but it's still 0-0. And in the 10th minute here, Luke Shaw collects the ball here down the left hand side, holds off the challenge of the defender, crosses the ball in towards Ross Barkley, but his header is well saved. So Barkley was all action here in the first few minutes. So a good save by the goalkeeper. And from the corner, Dale Jennings crosses the ball towards the far post. Smalling gets his head on the ball, but it just goes wide of the post, so still 0-0. We really were threatening though. And in the 40th minute here, we had a free kick. I wasn't really sure who to give it to because we haven't got really too many good free kick takers, but we were an absolute mile away from the goal, so I thought I'd do something different here. Roll the ball off, then pass it down the left hand side, try and confuse Swansea. Did just that. Leroy Fer cuts onto his right foot here, has a great chance to take aim, does do that, but it's a good save by the goalkeeper, and it is still 0-0 here, so very frustrating. We just couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. And in the 75th minute, another great chance for us. Redmond chips the ball over the top to Anthony. Kyle Bartley gets outpaced here. Anthony goes through one-on-one. Can he finish on his left foot? No, it's a fantastic save. And eventually Ashley Williams can't get the ball away. It comes to Anthony again. Anthony eventually gets himself inside. It's blocked. Comes to Redmond, I think it was, and his shot goes wide of the post. So still 0-0, but we dominated for the entire game. And in the 79th minute here, the cross comes in towards Donnelly. The header is well saved by Butland, but we failed to clear it. The shot then hit the post. Smalling got caught in possession. It came to Donnelly, who put the ball in to the empty net. I don't know if you saw that, but Butland got caught in the side of the goal there. So Donnelly gets the goal, and sadly Swansea managed to get themselves a goal and make it 1-0 here, and they were in front for the first time in the game. And in injury time in the 90th minute here, Nathan Redmond collects the ball, plays it out wide to Andros Townsend. Heavy first touch by Towns down the right hand side, but he does keep the ball on here, eventually gets onto his right foot, crosses the ball to the far post. The header just goes wide of the post, and the game finishes 1-0 to Swansea. So despite all of that possession, despite all of the shots we put on goal, we just couldn't beat Begovic, and we couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, and Swansea collected a win. So it's 2 games without a win here in the Premier League, and that is a disappointing defeat because we should have won that game by 2 or 3 goals, but the finishing was poor. Obviously my fault really, the finishing was bad on my part, but still so frustrating not to get a win in that game, let alone a point. And it was a very disappointing defeat there away in Wales. Andros Townsend then comes to us straight afterwards and says, can we discuss wages? But I was like, mate, I don't really want to give you a new contract because you're quite expensive anyway. And also we see Dave Gardner, one of our youth players, gets a loan offer, and the team is it's a little known team called FC Barcelona. I'm not sure if you've heard of them. They play in La Liga. I mean, what's the point, EA? Seriously, what is the point? This is just ridiculous. So, Barcelona say they want our 17-year-old left midfielder that's 59 overall, who's only worth about 90 grand. And that's great. So, Dave Gardner goes to Barcelona. I'm sure he's going to get a lot of playing time on that left wing, and that's fantastic. So thank you very much, EA. And Ravel Morrison also declines the contract, which is really frustrating. We offered him a contract in the last episode. He said he wanted to understand the role of his squad role. We gave him squad rotation stats because he's not going to get in the team much. That's the funny thing about it. We've got so many good centre midfielders. Chaloba, Fair, Wijnaldum, Barkley, Ikrem. Of course, we're trying to develop D'Annunzio as well, so he's not going to get in the team a lot. But we give him squad rotation stats. It's a worrying fact because he is crucial first team at West Ham, yet for us he'll only be squad rotation, so I'm not sure he's going to take that contract, but we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully he will, because I do like Morrison, and I think he's a very talented young man, but we'll wait and see. But anyway, we did have a game against Crawley here, the League One side, away at Crawley in the FA Cup third round here, and to be honest, we just rested the entire side because I just thought, we're not really going to need to play too many strong players. We did play Wijnaldum because he didn't play on the midweek, but overall the squad was very, very, very subpar, because I thought, we're not going to be needing to play the amazing players in this game, plus we can develop players like D'Annunzio in this game. We also had Louis Duffy starting in goal. Duffy, of course, one of our youth team goalkeepers, so I thought, we don't need to play any amazing players, but like I said, I did play Wijnaldum just in case we need a bit of magic, and Wijnaldum could deliver that. But other than that, it was a very poor team, and I still felt we'd have the better of the League One side. But yeah, it was against Crawley in the FA Cup third round, and this is a tournament we've done very poorly in so far this series. We haven't progressed past the fourth round, so I was looking to get off to a good start here, and the first chance did come to Wijnaldum, one of our first team players. First time volley, well saved by the goalkeeper, and from the resulting corner, Elliot Bennett eventually crosses the ball into the box here towards the head of Sean Morrison, our centre back. It's headed away, it comes to Stefano D'Annunzio, looking for his first Norwich goal, but he puts the shot just wide of the post, so still 0-0. And in the 17th minute here, Wijnaldum gets on the ball, takes it around his man, it goes down the centre here, tries to take aim, loses possession, but he collects the ball again, nice scoop turn, gives it to Johnny Howson, Howson takes aim, hits the post, Wijnaldum following up, but what a fantastic save by the goalkeeper, that was amazing. Brilliant save to deny him, Wijnaldum, after Howson hit the post. Look at that for reactions, that was fantastic. So still 0-0, so fantastic for the Crawley goalkeeper, but not fantastic for us. But in the 27th minute here, Adams goes through 1-on-1 with Louis Duffy, and Duffy pulls off a great save. So Duffy starting in goal for the first time in the Norwich shirt, makes a really decent save. So still 0-0. Our U-team goalkeeper keeps the clean sheet as things stand. But from the corner, it's headed away. It comes to Clark here. Clark ends up losing out. Elliot Bennett makes the challenge. We have a great chance here as he finds Odalusi. Odalusi runs clear. He's 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Great chance for him. Thought I'd try and round the goalkeeper. Did do that, but his shot ended up hitting the post, so sadly it's still 0-0. We did have the majority of chances here, and he sees Wijnaldum get onto the ball, give it out wide to Stefano D'Annunzio. D'Annunzio with the double step over, gets himself into the box here, takes aim, but it's a good save where the goalkeeper was playing very well, and then the chance comes to nothing, so still 0-0 in this game, and that is how the game finished. So another draw. That's 2 in the past 3 games. We haven't won a game in 3 games. It's really frustrating, I mean, that is a game we should have won. Yes, we had a load of reserve players playing in that game. There was only one first team starter in Wijnaldum, but even so, we should be winning that game, and that's really poor. We've got a replay. Hopefully, well, we should win the replay at Carrow Road, but even so, that game should have been an easy win for us, and a draw was very disappointing. But Swindon came in for our U-team goalkeeper after that performance, said he kept a clean sheet, did quite well, so Swindon said, "Can we have him on loan?" So I was like, fair enough, take him. So Louis Duffy goes on loan to Swindon, so we won't be playing in the replay, but that's good, gets another U-team player on loan and to get some first team experience. And Ravel Morrison, the former United midfielder, comes in and accepts the contract. So Diego Perotti leaves, which is the best part of all of that, and Morrison comes in, so that's great news for us. It only costs £1 million plus Perotti, so that's a good deal. I think that's a good deal, really, because we were never going to use Perotti. I just didn't like the guy, and I never really got on with him, and we'll use Morrison a lot more than Perotti, and it's less wages. To me, it just seems like a fair deal. It just seems like a good deal, even though the CM area isn't an area we need to worry about that much. It still seems like a good deal because Perotti was never getting used. He was eating into our wage budget, and now we can just sign a young English player and hopefully give him some game time and let him develop into a very good first team player in the future. But we use the global transfer network again. Johnny Evans and Gylfi Sigurdsson are running out of contract this year, so we can get them on free agents. The problem is they both have high contracts, and I'm already remembering what happened with Diego Perotti. So Sigurdsson wants 60 grand, Johnny Evans wants 70 grand, and to be honest, we're not going to need to play those players. I mean, Sigurdsson's great, but, again, the CM area, as you just saw, is fantastic. That's our strongest area. And Johnny Evans is going to be like 4th choice centre-back. We've got Kirikez, Smalling and Corker. Evans will be the 4th choice centre-back on 70 grand a week, and I don't want that. So we're going to see if we can get him on cheaper wages. But in general, even if they accept those contracts of 50 grand a week, I'm probably still going to say no, to be honest, because, I mean, we don't need them. We don't need them. They're great first-team players, don't get me wrong, but we've already got players of that quality. And I don't want to, be spending all of our wages on 2 players that don't play, because, like I said, we made that mistake with Perotti, and I don't want to make the mistake again. So anyway, Redmond is a player in hot pursuit at the moment. Everyone seems to want a piece of him, and Real Madrid come in here for him. They want 13.5 million. They said we'll give you 13.5 million. Fiorentina say they'll give us 17 million, but I don't want to see Redmond go. He's a player that's got so much potential. He's 80 rated. He's only 21 years old. Good young English winger. Don't want to see him go, so I don't think we're going to sell him, and I don't think any counter counter offer is going to match what we were asking for. And Lukaku's coming back from injury, which is great. He's coming back to the first team, which is fantastic. And Sigurdsson also says he's only going to accept a 60 grand a week deal, which again, I looked at it and I was like, you know, to be honest, do I really want to pay that much? Because he's a great CM. Don't get me wrong, he's a long shot king. He's an absolutely fantastic first choice midfielder. But do I really want to spend that much money on a player that's going to be a backup / reserve midfielder? I don't really know. So we'll wait and see. And Lukaku says he's ready to play in the next game, which is great. And we also see a transfer coming for Jacob Murphy. So he's going on loan to Gillingham, which is fantastic because that's 3 youth players. Well, Murphy's not a youth player, but that's 3 players that are quite young that are now going to leave and get first team experience, which is great, because we were never playing him, and that's fantastic news for us. And we also saw Benfica and Real Madrid say they weren't going to come back and match the counter offers. And the last thing you'll see is Johnny Evans say he's not going to accept a contract less than 70 grand a week. So we basically tell him to forget about it. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching today's video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please leave likes, that's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out, and it only takes a second to leave a like. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode tomorrow evening.